If someone asked me who is the most underrated player in the 2024 recruiting class, my answer without second thought would be Kiyomi McMiller. I have been sitting on this for a while, trying to figure out what is scaring coaches and analysts, and I just don't see it. I think this is a case of ESPN overthinking. Kiyomi plays different from everyone else, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. She is the ranked 27th recruit in the country, but I expect her to severely outplay her ranking. She's been severely slept on, but she will soon wake the country up. Her electrifying style of play and supreme talent will soon be on full display, and she's going to take the college world by storm. There's a reason she got a deal with Jordan so early, because they see that she has a rare talent, and everyone is going to want her later. There's no shortage of talented guards in this class, but there's not a single one I would take over Kiyomi McMiller. She can do things very few players can do. Just like how Juju revived USC, I think McMiller has the chance to return Rutgers back to its former glory. The first thing that will stick out about her is, of course, her dribbling skills. She's going to have no shortage of dribbling highlights. But she's more than just an and one mixtape player. It's not a Julian Newman situation where she's just dribbling in one place for 10 seconds not going anywhere. When she's doing moves on people, there's a rhyme and reason to it. She's creating space with each move that she does. But what truly makes Kiyomi's dribbling so dangerous is her speed. She's incredibly fast, which is why people have to respect her handling skills. If they get too close to her, she will blow by them. And I would say an underrated part of her game is her off-ball movement. It won't make any highlights, but she's a threat even when she's not breaking ankles with the basketball. When she's on the court, the defense will never be able to take a playoff, or they'll pay. Kiyomi is extremely creative with her dribble, but she also uses that creativity when driving in the paint, and it makes her an incredible slasher. She has absolutely no fear when attacking the rim. She doesn't care if someone is bigger or stronger than her, she's going to still try to finish over them. And many times, she's successful. She's great at changing speeds, which throws off the timing of the defender. They have no idea what she's going to do. They don't know if she's going to hit a floater, stop and pop for a mid-range, or go full speed directly at them. She's one of the hardest people to guard in transition, and stopping her driving in a half-court set isn't that much easier. Even if the defender somehow stays with her, she can finish through contact or do a finesse layup. She has more tricks in her bag than a rebellious teenager during Halloween. Typically, a big weakness that slashers have is that they can't shoot. But not Kiyomi. She's just as dangerous shooting the ball as when she's driving to the basket. You might even argue she's more scary outside than inside. Her shot creation is unparalleled in this recruiting class, and it's one of the best in any class of players. Her mid-range game is straight up nasty. She also is great at shooting off a crossover move or hitting between the legs step backs. She is able to make some very difficult shots off the dribble. This will be vital to her success at Rutgers. She is going to be at the top of every team's scouting report, so there's not going to be a bunch of opportunities for her to make easy shots. The hard shots she attempted in high school will be labeled as ball hogging, but it's going to prepare her for the next level. If her shooting is on that day, coupled with her exceptional driving ability, she's nearly unguardable. There's one aspect of McMiller's game that will make Rutgers a much better team this year: gravity. Kiyomi draws so much attention from the other team that it creates easy looks and open shots for others. This is something she capitalized on during high school, and she will need to do it even more on the Division I level. Once she really starts cooking, she's going to draw a heap of double teams. Her ability to play make will keep the defense honest. The more she keeps hitting open teammates, the less the other team will double and hound her every possession, because they will know in the back of their minds someone is going to get a high percentage look out of it. There's a narrative that she's a ball hog. She can use that to her advantage. She will be able to punish teams that won't take her passing seriously. She's not the tallest player in the world, but she's athletic, and she uses that to be a pest on the defensive end. She's very crafty at getting steals and blocks. She is able to sneak behind opponents and poke the ball out. The other team will throw passes that they think McMiller isn't able to get, and she leaps up and steals it, and it usually turns into easy transition points. Turning defense into offense is one of the most valuable skills a player can have. It's essentially a 4-point swing. A potential bucket for the other team turns into easy points the other way. I would not go as far as saying she's a lockdown defender, but she's an active contributor on that side of the ball. This is important because being a great offensive player means nothing if the other person scores on you just as easily. Kiyomi McMiller is a player that's all gas, no brakes. Combine that with the fact she's a flashy player, there's undeniably drawbacks to the way she plays. Her style of play will result in turnovers. Sometimes she'll lose the ball doing a nasty move, or attempt something in traffic that results in a wreck. Or the most common, her teammates aren't ready for her flashy passes. This is something every gifted player deals with. They are so spectacular that sometimes they fly too close to the sun. They try to make a play that's a little ridiculous, even for them. It's a roller coaster. When it goes right, it looks amazing. But when it goes wrong, it's a nominee for Shaq and a... Her shot selection is also questionable at times. I don't mind the shots where she's taking difficult shots because there's no options available, or because she's absolutely on fire. The shots that are the problem is when she takes a high difficulty shot and there's a teammate wide open. There's definitely going to be times this year where her teammates get frustrated. Kiyomi McMiller's biggest room for improvement is recognizing the opportunities she creates for her teammates more often. She's already shown the ability to be a promising playmaker. It's just about doing it more consistently. But the thing is, these weaknesses are acceptable. I view her the same way I view Malaysia Fulwiley. What I mean by that is that it's better for her to play the way she's playing and mess up, than for her to try to play a completely safe game. Obviously, it's much better for Kiyomi to cut down on the bad shots and turnovers, and she should, but it's also something you can live with because of the insane upside she has. Now it's time to give projections. If it wasn't obvious already, I'm extremely high on Kiyomi McMiller. I expect her to lead all freshmen in scoring this year. She's at a college where she's going to take a lot of shots, and she has the talent to capitalize on it. Similar to Juju Watkins, I expect her to have poor efficiency her freshman year. She's going to be at the top of everyone's scouting report. Not only is she going to be constantly doubled, she's going to be forced to take many difficult shots against the higher level teams. It's also why I expect her to average a lot of turnovers her freshman season. But I don't expect that to last her entire career. I have no idea if anyone from McMiller's camp is watching this, but I challenge her to average at least 5 assists this season. She's an incredible scorer, but if she combines that with elite playmaking, it's over. In terms of accolades, she's going to rack them up. I expect her to be all Big Ten her entire career. I don't think she'll win Freshman of the Year because I think the voters will punish her for the inefficiency her first year. But I expect her to make multiple All-American lists, and at least one All-American first team. Her talent is simply too great, and she's going to a place where she can use every bit of it. People will roll their eyes at this, but she is a generational talent. She's going to usher in a new era at Rutgers University. When she balls out and does her crazy highlight plays, her popularity is going to skyrocket. If I'm wrong about this, I have absolutely no regrets about making this video, because the eye test says she's going to dominate. That's it for this video. This is one of my favorite players I wanted to cover, so I appreciate everyone who took the time to watch it. Have a happy Halloween.